Now keep in mind that this individual is somebody who, whenever quote unquote a Mexamore empire came up in whatever social media stuff, and there's dialogue, she would always be the one coming at me to defend them. So we know that she was in with them. It's not just some, deranged ex-wife or whatever like that. She was down with them,
like riding
100. Like she was riding for a Mexamore empire, right? And again, she was a first line of defense when we would challenge their position. She would be the one that would personally come and message me, like, well, you guys aren't really doing stuff, we're doing stuff the right way and all that stuff, right? I know I deserve better, but I said to myself, this is a sacrifice that must be made for the greater good. However, when I saw that the greater good was more of show and ego and being deceptive, I bounced. He is going to say otherwise, but I don't care. There is absolutely no stockpile of silver, no land in Africa. There is actually one person that is a national in Africa and one person in the UK. They are representation of the nationals on the multiple continents. I no longer saw him fit as a leader for me or our people, so I left quietly. It wasn't until I was told that he wrongly accused me of an act that they know I wouldn't do. I am not bitter at all. I am actually doing much better without him. I have a beautiful home on a half-acre of land on a lake. I was minding my business and wishing him and the empire the best until he lied. No money was stolen. He was told in writing that was being conducted via emails. He even responded. I still have emails. I carried not only him but the empire for a time financially, and when I was done, I wanted some of my funds back. There was no money inside a Mexamore empire, none, period. The $500 given by Noble Jamal for the trust, been gone. Everything he received in silver is immediately converted back to fiat so they can acquire some supplies, but mostly to pay towards his $200 monthly bill he has to pay his mother to stay at her house. I felt sorry for him, but now I see that he is just like any other Negro that can no longer milk you. Right, and this is why we warn people about.
What was this?
That's a Mexamore. Fake flag Morris. Been warning people about them people. Right? And then you have all these Moors coming out, you support your brothers and all that type of stuff, and we already tell people, when it comes to dirty Moors, we don't play with them. That's just what it is. Right? Couple more of these questions. Peace and love, more. I'm just learning about birthrights and nationality. Also, I'm very interested in what I've been reading. The question is, would it be smart for me to open a business company after I proclaim or before? Also, I love to watch your videos and music you are putting out into the universe. Keep up the great work. Peace and love, more. As depends on what the business is. If we're gonna say start a business, it should be something that's gonna impact our people as a whole. If we're gonna start a business, right? So let it be something to do with manufacturing. Let it be something to do with, using whatever you have in the Negro status, whatever you accumulated, and taking that and putting it somewhere else so that you could get some more out of it. Opposed to continuing the hamster wheel running with the Negro, black, whatever perspective that we have of business and whatever how stuff runs. So if anybody's going to start something and they're on this information, it'll probably be wise to wait until you're square in this information and then go start your business or whatever, opposed to starting it while you're still ironing out the creases, and if there's a business that you have already, like Drew Ali said, let all old business stay as the same, and then all new business, do it in your free national name. was response for Brother Amari. Any other questions? You want to hit that door or hit that fan back there?
Yes, sir.
You probably just crack the door a little.
Yeah.
That's it. Sister Amare Bay. Greetings, Cujo. It's Amara. I was wondering if you or any one of your members know how to deal or have taken children back from youth protection. Run this down quick. We got a few minutes left. But this is so we were talking earlier about birth certificate. Also look up birth and then apply that to the certificate. As soon as you get these instruments, your child becomes a ward. Now, majority of people have some type of issue, and then they found out about more science, and then they want to put the two together to try to remedy their situation. Not that that can't happen, but the criminal element that we're dealing with in most cases is not just going to go with it, right? They're just not going to go with it, because as soon as they acknowledge anything from the Moors, then that means that their party's over. Pack up your sound system and all that stuff, time to go home, because dance is done for them, right? When we were talking about earlier with the mayors, that's why they let those low-level people do stuff relative to Moors, say stuff, put things out in writing, because they know that that level doing it is not really going to have the effect like Barack coming out and saying something, or the Pope coming out and saying something. Those people there, the minions, whatever they say, it's just stuff that they're saying just to make the people think that, oh, they're talking about the Moors, so, you know, oh, we give them a pass, or we give them a bly or whatever like that, when really their head's supposed to be taken just like everybody else, even if they mention the Moors. Because they're really not supposed to be here. Especially being here, kidnapping people's children, doing things of that nature. One individual that you could contact through his website is publishedinfo.net. And that's Brother Mario L. Bay. And Brother Mario L. Bay is somebody who was he was doing like big time, like huge time, and used his nationality and birthrights to get out of his situation. He also had issues with quote-unquote child support issues, and people, even though him and the mother are in conversation and there's no issues or whatever, these people are still trying to imply that they need to get something from him every month. Even though there's no issues with him and the baby mother. They have regular conversation. There's no issues whatsoever. They don't fight. He could see his children whenever he wants or whatever. But these individuals have some type of assumption that he has something to do with them, dealt with them. Don't hear from them anymore. They stopped sending letters and all that stuff. So with regard to that, publishedinfo.net, check that out as well. Look into study wardship status. There's
as well as rights of indigenous people.
Rights of Indigenous People. There's a book by RVB Publications called Wardship the Speller. Right? Wardship the Speller. So if anybody pieces, right? Wardship the Speller. Dealing with the same issues as, you know, the whole ward thing and all that. There isn't a foolproof way of dealing with these people, but we know that they have to be dealt with in writing. That's how they have to be dealt with. Anytime you're dealing with anybody out there that is violating in any type of way, shape, or form, you never ever have phone conversations with them unless you're recording, and you never ever have conversations with the low-level people. Always talk with a manager, supervisor, or whatever like that. And if those two can't happen, you never deal with them face-to-face in their office. You always deal with them on paper, because you need to have documentation to prove, or let's just say paperwork is the best documentation. Nobody can argue it if it's on paper, right? And the reason why they do these phone things and everything's going phone is because they don't want to have evidence of the fraud that they're doing. That's why they have their people that come around and, you know, they bring the bins out or whatever like that, throw the bin in the truck or whatever like that, and, you know, all of a sudden nobody can't find any paperwork dealing with these fraudulent companies. Because they have their own shredding companies and stuff like that that come and get rid of everything. That's what they do. That's just what they do, right? So you want to make sure that you have your stuff in writing. Forget what they do. But your protocol is, somebody sends you a letter, yeah, please call here so you can deal with this matter, because you're not calling there. Send them something in writing. And then make demands of them. That, you know, who are you? Where do you get your authority from to say you have jurisdiction in my life? Do we have any type of contract between ourselves? But remember, you're not talking to them as Negro now. You're talking to them as somebody who knows who you are. You're talking about somebody who knows that, well, everybody has a nationality. This paper that you sent me says a name that phonetically sounds like my name, but I don't write my name in all capital letters like you guys did here, so I'm going to question that. I'm going to question why you sending me this thing asking me to do anything, but it's not signed by anybody in your office. How come this is not signed? And these are just questions that, you know, you should be asking if somebody is making certain demands of you. In a situation where a offspring heir has already been kidnapped, again, you're looking at what was their status when they got kidnapped. If their status was a ward, or if their status was Negro, black, colored, had a birth certificate or whatever like that, then you're going to have a fight with these people. You're going to have a fight with them because in their mind, that name on the birth certificate is who they have in their jurisdiction, right? Even though that's not really them, right? Because the authority to say we're going to kick the door and take the child out is violation of the rights of a child. That a child is not supposed to be separated from its mother. Like, it's not supposed to happen. As soon as that happens, then it's a violation. Especially if that is coming from somebody who is not Aboriginal and Indigenous. They're European colonists who admit that they came over here, killed buffaloes and killed fish and killed ants and killed people and killed all these whatever. They already let you know what their MO is. So as soon as stuff like that happens, immediately you're supposed to go into defense mode and start defending, right? And again, don't look at them having the offspring or the heir in the jurisdiction because of this